So today I'm going to discuss about much important feature about GCP is about Workload Identity Federation. So Workload Identity Federation helps to authenticate external service without requiring the service account or hard-coded token file or the service account or JSON file. So here is a Terraform script. That Terraform script actually responsible for provisioning all the infrastructure that is required for workload identity federation. So here is some variable to tune. So I'm going to change that. Suppose I'm going to change that about sample, right? As it is a sample, right? So I'm going to use sample. So actually those are the roles which will be associated with that particular service account, and that service account is used to authenticate or authorize various kind of service. So now I'm going to deploy the infrastructure by using Terraform apply auto approve. So that command is responsible for deploying all the resources that is required for that particular infrastructure, or in a nutshell about the workload identity federation. So one of the most important part that we need to care about, that workload identity federation is only applicable for that particular repository, I mean GCP infra and that username. So that actually narrow down the sample space, because definitely everybody cannot use the workload identity federation, right? So that particular attribute repository works as a guard to narrow down the rest of the sample spaces. So now if I'm going to push that particular file, so then the GitHub action will trigger. So that's about the GitHub action. So this is about the template of a GitHub action, right? So this is the workload identity provider, and see that the workload identity provider is here, right? So I'm going to copy that and paste it in there, right? So this is about the service account. So I'm going to also copy and that I'm going to paste it in here. So this is the service account, right? So that is sufficient enough to authenticate Google Cloud. And then we use the SDK, right? Cloud SDK, G-Cloud SDK. And then we apply the command that will access the my secret and fetch the value. Now, if I'm going to push it, right? Push for test, right? So if I push it, then the workload identity federation. So if I go on the GitHub action, see that particular code is running, right? So, however, one of the most important part is that if I go on the secret manager and if I go to the view secret, see that my secret v1 that we can see here, right? So that same value we can see on the console of GitHub action, right? So if I go on there, so see that the authentication part is done, and now G-Cloud is running, and see that value we can see. So what we have learned from there, that there is no use of credential JSON file, right? That is totally keyless authentication, and that is very secure. I think everyone can understand and enjoy the video. Thank you.